Hey guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today is a subscriber requested video on Ouija boards. So my personal take on Ouija boards. So I will start off by saying that I do have a couple of Ouija boards in my house, and yes, I do use them. One of them was one that I found on Etsy. There was just so many cute things in this creator shop, but this is called the cat Ouija board because, as you know, Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. So I have two furry boys in this house. I have Wally and I have Loki. And to me, it's super cute, and I'm like, I can't really feel any bad juju coming off of this like super adorbs kitten Ouija board. The other Ouija board I have, or spell board that I have, is called the Enchanted Spell Board, and this is by Amy Zerner and Monty Farber, and you may recognize their name on the plethora of things that they have made for the spiritual community, you know, CDs and books and tarot decks and, you know, all sorts of stuff. And again, this is a type of Ouija board, and not every Ouija board looks like the stereotypical Ouija board, like, you know, having all the letters and numbers and the hello and goodbye and, you know, things like that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Ouija boards then. So I had like the OG, you know, Ouija board back in the day. I didn't buy it myself. This is back when I was a kid, and they sell them. I don't know if they still sell them, but they sold them in the kids section, you know, with all the other board games. You know, you could find the Game of Life, you could find Scrabble, you could find Jenga, you could find, you know, Monopoly, and a Ouija board. And so it's just like considered like a toy. And so my mom thought, well, like, whatever, it would be fun. So she bought a Ouija board for my brother and I as a shared Christmas gift. So I remember I was a little freaked out about it, and actually so was my brother, because you know, we've watched scary movies. We've always seen, like, you know, in movies and how it's represented, that when you play with the Ouija board, like the thing, either the little planchette thing, you know, starts moving all on its own, or all of a sudden this like demon gets conjured, and, you know, all of a sudden there's like the table starts shaking. You know, all these images and all these things that tend to come to mind when we think of Ouija board. We think demonic and demons and shaking tables and lights flashing on and off. And actually, it was quite uneventful when my brother and I, you know, went to use the Ouija board, because we had all this expectation and buildup of like, oh my gosh, we're going to be like conjuring Satan or something. You know, so I remember my mom's like, well, let's play with your Ouija board. And so we had it on the dining table, and, you know, my brother had his, you know, a couple of fingers. I had my whatever 2 fingers on it. My mom had her fingers, and we're like just waiting there, and we're like just like waiting. This planchette isn't moving. My brother's like, this game is lame. I'm like, I was kind of hoping for, I don't know, heads to start spinning or table to levitate, and this is really not what they represent on television and in the movies. And so we got bored, and I think we pulled it out a few more times after that, and there was just nothing going on with that Ouija board. So we put it away, and eventually we donated it to the Goodwill for the next fun-loving family. So okay, so that's my experience, though. I mean, there have been other experiences where other people have literally said no. Like I did feel the planchette was moving, and actually with my 2 little boards here, I have had great success with them. You know, I didn't have any success with the one that, you know, my brother and I got as a Christmas gift, but, you know, I've had success with these, and I use them by myself. You know, I think this one I used with my best friend at one point, but nowadays I just use it on my own. But I don't really feel like the planchette is like being yanked underneath my fingers. For me, it's more like I feel the energy coming through me, and I feel compelled to like move it this way or that way, you know, in order to get the answers. And I'm also a medium myself, you know, and very intuitive. So I often already am receiving messages through, my claircognizance and my clairvoyance and, all that stuff. And so that's all being connected when I'm using the Ouija board, or in these versions of a Ouija board. So I do want to talk about like portals and things like that, because people are like, there really are portals that are opened up with Ouija boards, and I feel like portals are opened up everywhere. Not just Ouija boards, not just with tarot cards and things like that, but we ourselves are portals. These bodies that we're in, can create portals to other realms and other dimensions. Hence why we have, psychics and mediums and people with various abilities. And I do believe that everybody has abilities, whether they have been activated or not, or they're cognizant of them or not. And that's, go check out my Improve Your Psychic Ability playlist. I talk all about that. But, so oftentimes, like when we say that there are certain places that are haunted, and usually there's replays of certain spiritual energy and things like that, it's because, of ourselves, us being energetic beings, we can create these openings into other dimensions, other layers, that are within our world. And it's a natural thing, I do believe, but sometimes it freaks us out when we're not knowledgeable or we're not aware that we're doing it. And so I think that's where the freak out comes with Ouija boards or with tarot cards or anything that's considered esoteric, is because we wield such a tremendous amount of energy within ourselves that we're able to open up these portals. And sometimes when we're laser focused on something, albeit maybe it's a Ouija board, or maybe you're just working on a homework assignment or something, but you have this laser focus on this thing, and if that laser focus, what the intent behind it is, I am going to open up a spirit realm. Now, I don't know why your focus might be opening up the spirit realm with your homework, but maybe it is. Maybe you're really freaked out in the environment that you're doing your homework in, and so what's on your mind is I don't know, I'm really scared. I don't know. Is there demons in the room? Is there spirits in the room? Are there ghosts here? What's going on? And because that is what is at the forefront of your mind, instead of what I want to do here is have a clear, high vibration conversation or energetic exchange with a high vibe being. And since maybe some people might be so freaked out about the whole process, the only thing they can think of is scary, 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 scary. So what's going to come through? Scary, 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 scary. The things that are attracted to that lower vibration energy, which is fear, those entities are going to come forward. So if you are working with a Ouija board and it already freaks you out, and you're sitting there thinking, okay, wow, I'd really like to talk to my grandfather, but the whole time it's not, I can't wait to talk to my grandpa, I can't wait to talk to my grandpa. It's like, oh my gosh, what was that? I'm so scared. What? So there's going to be energies that are more attracted to that than possibly your grandfather coming through. Doesn't mean he won't come through, but it means other things that are attracted to that I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared energy are going to come through as well. Same thing if you're using tarot cards. If tarot cards freak you out, and remember, they're just pieces of cardboard, but if they freak you out and you're thinking, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared, you might very well get a good reading, but at the same time, you're bringing also forward those energies that are attracted to I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared, and fear, fear, fear. So, and that's with anything, you go into a place that's considered haunted and you automatically assume that the intent will be, I will be scared, then you're probably going to get scared. And so, for my advice would be, if you're going to work with things that you might have some apprehension about, maybe don't work with it until you feel comfortable in your own power, your own energy. Maybe think of some ritual type stuff that might help calm that energy, maybe some grounding type things. For me, I also think like a piece of chocolate might be really good for grounding, but for some people, they also imagine roots coming out of their feet and legs and rooting into the ground. I also do that as well. I don't just eat chocolate, but for me, chocolate is a grounding substance, and it's tasty too. It might also help to light a white candle, and the intention is that white candle will be a beacon of light for those high vibe energies. If you like to work with scent, you can have some incense, you could do sage, you could, have Palo Santo, anything that puts you into that I'm calm and protected sort of energy will be helpful in whatever it is that you decide to venture into. Also, make sure that if you're going to go into something, that your intention is also very clear. So not only do you maybe make yourself feel safe and call in whatever guides or angels or whoever it is that you work with, call in those energies, say, I also ask for your light and protection. And all you're thinking is light, high vibe, light, high vibe. I'm going to be contacting something light and high vibe. If at any time you feel like I'm too scared to do something like this, then I would suggest not doing something like that until you feel like you are safe and secure, in your environment. Because if that fear is there, just remember that, of course, you may very well have those high vibe energies come through, but those fear-based attracted type energies are going to come through as well. Hence the whole like opening up a portal thing. When we are trying to connect with other dimensions, we are opening a portal of sorts. But while that portal is open, it's like, what are you attracting? So that is my take on Ouija boards. For me, it's like the Ouija board itself is not a portal to something. We are portals of energy. We're creating portals basically kind of all over the place. And it's like what comes through those portals are basically the intentions that you're giving out and the vibes that you're giving out. Is it fear-based vibes or is it high vibes, So do I think that in nature Ouija boards are demonic tools, things like that? I just think that they're pieces of wood, and it's us that's the powerful beings. It's us that's the energy beings. And when we have a certain intent with this piece of cardboard or a piece of wood, thing that we're using, that's when things are opened. We're putting our intent into this, and then things are open. Or we're using tarot cards. We're putting our intent into those pieces of cardboard. Without us, it's just pieces of cardboard. Without us, this is just a piece of wood. We're the manifestors. We are the magicians. So, if Ouija boards freak you out, you don't have to use Ouija boards. Okay. That's what I'm saying. If don't do something that you feel too scared to do. Maybe it's just some stuff that you have to work on. And that's totally fine. I myself, I don't use a traditional Ouija board because it brings up memories of those scary movies. So I don't use it because I know that I have too much going on subconsciously of what a traditional Ouija board represents, just due to all the horror movies I used to watch. And I know that I would probably leave a portal open that might allow energies that I just don't want to deal with in my home. And for me, I'm really good at getting those energies out of my home now. But if that's not something that you're well versed in, you might want to just be more knowledgeable about all that stuff first, before diving into consciously opening up a portal. Because remember, we're kind of just doing it all the time anyway. So anyway, that's my point of view. So I'm not saying I'm like 100%, like the guru, like it's just you guys were asking for my opinion, my point of view. That is my opinion, my point of view. So I would love actually to see a VR to this. So I don't know if you want to do VR Ouija board, if that's what, hashtag Ouija board, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But I want to hear other people's points of view. I want to hear other people's takes because I'm all about discussion. I'm always interested in what other people have to say. And if you don't want to do a VR and you just want to put it in the comment section down below, then I would be more than happy to have conversation there as well. So anyway, I hope you guys dug this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. Not only do I have a lot of different readings, but I also have my room and body sprays that I make. I have my bracelets that I make. I have my, I also have my Travel Witch altar pendants, my ancestral altar pendants, my rainbow bridge pendants to honor your furry, feathery, scaly loved ones. And I have my Wally's World Oracle, which was community created and community funded May of last year. That's my little Wally Wallito there. So very proud of this. And I have a newsletter on my website as well. So if you're interested in that, it's absolutely free, and I hit your inbox on the first of every month, and that is the only time I email you anything. But it has witchy DIYs, arts and crafts DIYs, decks that I'm using, herbs that I'm using, etc., etc. If that interests you, definitely go check it out. And on my website, if you click on Leon Mystery School, you'll be able to see all of the wonderful teachers that will be teaching this year in Leon Mystery School, which is now open. So definitely go check that out. Yes, that's right, I am a headmistress in my own mystery school. I'm pretty excited. Those teachers you probably will recognize from here on YouTube, and there are so many wonderful courses that you could take. So definitely check out their bios and see what their courses are all about. And if you're interested in any of them, hey, sign up. We're building a wonderful community here. And if you would like to throw a little of my way, think about joining the KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittensweightsandtarot. Every little bit helps so that I can create more and do more for you spiritual homies. All right, so I will catch you homies later. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.